Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video, and the Triple Elixir Global Tournament is underway. It started a little bit over a day ago, so it came out yesterday for me, and it's been a little more than 24 hours since it came out. And so I'm going to be making a video on the Global Tournament in our normal fashion on the channel, where I like to cover pretty much every Global Tournament with Xbow. So I will be playing this Global Tournament with Xbow, and you might be thinking, you know, a Triple Elixir format, are you crazy? Like, it's Xbow in a format where there's going to be E-Golem spam, Lavahound multiple big spells, Golem multiple big spells, and all that crazy stuff. But I'm going to be showing you guys a special little Xbow deck that I have used before. So if you've watched my previous Triple Elixir Global Tournament video, which I was super proud of actually, I have used that deck before, but if not, I'll be introducing it to you guys today. And I'm honestly feeling a little bit tired today, pretty physically exhausted, but I'm going to try and power through and make a nice video for you guys and also have some fun. So, Triple Elixir Battle is exactly what it sounds like. You know, every single match is going to be starting in Triple Elixir from the get-go. And so, Xbow is going to be pretty hard actually, because Xbow is a deck that generally thrives in single elixir, right? So 3.0 Xbow Cycle, you know, I think it is doable, but it's just going to be a bit weak. So I'll be showing you guys the one really special trick that you can use in the deck to make it so much more fun and so much more viable in this format, and is going to be the mirror, this card right here. And so it's going to make the average cost 3.1, but this card honestly changes so much in the Xbow Cycle deck for Triple Elixir, so it changes a lot of interactions and a lot of possible things you can do. You can mirror Xbows, either on defense or offense. You can literally go for level 11 Xbow, then mirror it to a level 12 Xbow in two different lanes. You can go for mirrored Teslas against big beatdown lightning pushes. You can go for mirrored Fireballs to Spell Cycle. Mirrored Logs is going to be a huge one to Spell Cycle as well, and also helps out a lot against Recruits, against Graveyard. But you can even find all sorts of other fun use cases. You can mirror the Skeletons, Knight, Archers, all sorts of unique defensive potential that the mirror brings to this deck. And so normally this is kind of a weird deck because it doesn't really do a lot as compared to the Spirit, usually Ice Spirit or Electro Spirit in Xbow Cycle, because normally you just want the faster cycle, and mirror can sometimes be redundant because everything you play is going to be at least one elixir higher. So even if I want to cycle Skeletons, I want to use the mirror as a cycle card, it's going to be more expensive than if I just had one elixir card. But I think the utility provided by the mirror is just so good in this format, and the main way again is going to be mirrored Xbows, mirrored Teslas, or mirrored Archers, I would say, for defensive utility. But again, you can really find use cases for almost anything, and I think this just makes the deck have so much potential. In a format where you have so much elixir, you can just afford to spend that extra elixir, and it just brings new, unique scenarios that weren't even possible before. So it brings a whole new aspect to Xbow Cycle, and I'm going to be playing this today. I think I'll try to get 10 wins. Might be a bit of a longer video. I'll see along the way. Maybe I'll stop at 7 or something, but I just want to show you guys the basics of the deck and how it works. But I'll just give a quick disclaimer. If you're like a Xbow Cycle player and you're not very confident in the deck, I wouldn't recommend playing Xbow and Triple Elixir, because you need to have really fast decision making. Like, it's Triple Elixir format. You need to think fast, you need to play fast, and a lot of the time people are just going to be spamming you, and if you don't know how to defend perfectly a lot of the time, you're going to struggle. So for that, I think there are two other great decks that you can find on RoyaleAPI, such as Graveyard with Skeleton King or Lavahound, double big spells. Go check those out if you're not confident with Xbow, but if you are interested in playing Xbow, or at least watching me try and play Xbow in Triple Elixir, then this video is going to be for you. So, with all that being said, let's get into the matches, and I'll be trying to show you guys exactly how Mirror Xbow can do its thing. So, starting out, I think you still want to play pretty passively to start games out, at least right away if you don't know what they have. I don't really want to go for Xbow first play. Goes for a Bomber, and I think I will just Xbow now. Honestly, it's Triple Elixir, so the format does kind of allow you to be pretty aggressive without getting punished too hard, and he misses his Tesla right away. So that's going to be pretty huge straight off the bat. And I'm going to go for a Knight to block with my Tesla, and I'm going to go for an Xbow in the right. So I already have a lot of pressure in the left. As you can see, he's still committing with the Witch. So he's going to be in a lot of trouble here. And goes for mini P.E.K.K.A. Let's see if I can try and protect it with Skeletons. Okay, looks like I can't, but I have a huge Xbow connection. Gonna Fireball this balloon back, and I could even Mirror Fireball if I wanted to, but I think that would be a bit of an overcommitment. But yeah, you're gonna have to play very fast-paced, basically. So going for an X, we're going to go for a Knight to predict the Tesla, and going to go Mirrored Logs on the Tesla and take out the Witch. And they're going to be really fun, actually. Like, Mirrored Log is such a fun kind of thing to do, because it's also really good for spell cycle damage. Like, you accumulate damage over time, and I get another connection. I think I will just go for a Log on this Witch. I could even mirror it again. Like, it's just a very fun thing to do, and it's actually viable as well. Like, the Witch is almost dead, basically, and we took his tower. So, gonna go for a Tesla for this balloon. It's gonna be kind of an interesting balloon deck. I think I was gonna Xbow, but he went for Mini P.E.K.K.A, so I'll just defend first, and then Xbow afterwards. But yeah, basically, this deck, and okay, Mini P.E.K.K.A unfortunately does hit my Xbow. Gonna mirror log and then mirror log on the Witch. So again, like, you can find all sorts of crazy, fun, unique defensive opportunities in the deck, and I really think it's doable. I mean, the whole reason I kind of got into this is because of 7-4. If you guys don't know who 7-4 is, he was one of the best Xbow players in the whole world before he retired, and he actually finished top 50 in a global tournament with this exact deck in the Triple Elixir Global Tournament. That was obviously a while ago. Meta has changed and everything, so it's not exactly like a perfect option to use in this one. I think, like, there might be better choices, honestly, but as someone who really respected what 7-4 was able to do with the deck, and someone who just really likes the concept of this deck, I'm going to be taking it for a spin, and I think it is still pretty good. Now, Archer Queen is probably still good in this format as well. Also, now I'm just going to defend, I think, because there's no chance I'm going to 3-crown him, and that's basically spell cycle range, so there's no point going for any more Xbows, I think. But yeah, I can just go for Tesla. The mirror didn't have too much use in this match, but that's completely fine. Again, you have to notice that this is an Xbow Cycle deck, so even if you don't use the mirror, you still have a very fast cycle, and double Teslas, as you can see, putting in a lot of work here. So yeah, like, it's still going to be 3.1 Elixir, you know, if you don't count the mirror, you still have a very fast cycle on average, and it is Triple Elixir, so you can get around to stuff even quicker, honestly. So it's not like it's going to be a terrible deck where you have to rely on mirror either, but I think it just, having the mirror just opens up the opportunities against all those hard matchups like Lava, Double Big Spell, and all of that stuff, where you can just go for mirrored Expos and everything. But into the next match against Haroon YouTube, I guess he's saying thanks for some reason. I'll give him the good luck, though. And I think just go for a Knight in the back. I honestly don't know about Expo first play. Like, I feel like it's not that bad, actually. Maybe I should be doing it instead of just cycling my Knight. I'll go for an Expo now. Let's see what he has. Inferno Dragon tells me not a lot, actually. It could really be anything. Gonna mirrored log on this bowler and then go for a Knight to block. And yeah, like, I got pretty fun utility out of the mirrored log again there. But now I think it's going to be some kind of graveyard freeze deck. And if that's going to be the case, it's going to be pretty tricky. We're going to have to try and make something happen. I'm going to go for a mirrored log to take out the graveyard and the Skelly King. And there's like a huge example of the mirror being really clutch, actually. Because he had a graveyard coming in. He had the ability. I didn't have login cycle, but I was still able to get a connection. I was still able to defend it just fine because I had the second log available. Going to go for it again here and just kind of pressure. And he doesn't have freeze and cycle, so I'm going to try and protect this Expo as much as I can. And I really need the most out of this connection, so I'm going to be kind of protecting it a lot here. Tesla also putting in a lot of work. And I'm going to go for an Expo now just to kind of pressure as he goes for a graveyard push. And then I'm going to go for Skellies to predict and also cycle back to my log. So in graveyard matchups, if they freeze your like graveyard defense, if they freeze with the graveyard, usually you want to have a login cycle. So that's what I was trying to do there. It looks like he got a bit confused and like tried to defend at the same time as going in, which doesn't really work for obvious reasons. So I just basically took his left side tower and a lot of damage on the right as well. Gonna go for another Expo, and this might be a bit aggressive, but I'm basically just trying to play defense through offense as well. In a lot of heavy matchups, Expo is going to be a card that's going to force out a response from your opponent, most likely. And you can really just play defense through offense in that case. So going to go for Fireball here. Really good value. Going to go Archers, and here's an example of mirrored Archers, I think. He's probably going to freeze these, right? He's going to go mirrored Archers way off to the side, where he probably can't hit everything, at least right away, so he didn't even freeze. And then that's just 4 Archers on the field. Now I can go for an Expo, and since he didn't even freeze, I have 4 Archers on the field. Like, that is just ridiculous, to be honest. And let's just Fireball this bowler. We can even mirrored Fireball to try and make something happen. Basically, fully takes out almost that entire push. And yeah, like, I'm getting 2 crowns every match so far. I mean, it's only been 1 match, but He's actually going to give up. Let's see if we can try and 3-crown him, if possible, because crowns do kind of matter in this format in a global tournament. So that would actually be pretty nice, but again, like, pretty easy match against Graveyard, and I think Graveyard's going to be super popular in this challenge, guys. So I actually think this deck, Xbow Mirror, is going to have a pretty nice matchup against most Graveyard decks for the most part. It might be hard if they have, like, Arrows, Fireball, like the main Skelly King, Inferno Dragon, Valk, that deck, but you still have outplay potential with mirrored Xbows, I think, so should be pretty solid. And again, if they have arrows for your archers, you can just mirror your archers. So I think a lot of outplay potential. I've said that a lot of the time already, but I do stand by it. So into the next match, let's keep things going. And he goes for Mega Knight first play. Gonna go for Xbow opposite, I think. Although it is triple, so he's not exactly going to be too low on elixir, where I can like take full advantage of this. But just gonna fireball that. Log as well to take out the Witch. Mirrored Log on the Skarmy because that's the beauty of having mirror in the deck. And then I think I will just fireball this on defense because that's a pretty heavy push. And I'll pull the Bandit in with Skellies, and that's going to be a really nice defense. Again, so made an offense happen, made a defense happen too, thanks to the Mirrored Log. And now I think I might want to get 2 Knights down, to be honest, because he has Mega Knight, he has Royal Ghost. I don't see the downside in mirroring my Knight right now, and that's like insane fireball value. So like 2 Knights right now, putting in a lot of work. And Mega Knight, Royal Ghost, you know, is a lot. It's actually a lot of pressure to deal with, especially in triple. But with the mirror, you just have access to things that you shouldn't have access to. Like, yeah, I have 2 Knights in 1 defensive sequence, like in a row. That's just not something that normally happens, but it works. And I'm going to go for mirrored archers, I think. Log the Skarmy, and then just Xbow. I have 2 archers counter pushing. Sadly, not my mirrored archers, so not too high level, but still, I should get this Xbow on tower, as I do. And if he goes for a Mega Knight, I'm just going to go for a mirrored Knight, actually, in anticipation for the Mega Knight. Because after this Knight dies, he's going to have to deal with 1 more. So, yeah. And also, by the way, I apologize if my commentary is, like, a bit kind of off or, like, chaotic. Because it's a bit hard to narrate events in Triple Elixir right now. And also, at the same time, I'm pretty tired, like I said. So, I'm trying to make the best out of it, though. And looks like he gave up, so haven't gotten any opportunities to use mirrored Xbows yet, but I hope you guys can already see so far from these first 3 matches of the game, of the video, that you have a lot of potential with the mirror. I've gotten a lot of utility out of it already, mainly mirrored logs, I would say, actually, but also mirrored knights in a bridge spam matchup. It really just depends on the matchup, and that's the beauty of the mirror as well. You can just kind of, and Expo in general, you can kind of change your playstyle based on what you go against. So like in this matchup, I was mirroring my archers against the graveyard. In this one, I mirrored my knights to defend better. You can just do so much, and it's just a lot of fun. So let's keep it going, though, into the next match against Kareem. Let's give him the good luck and split archers first play. It doesn't really matter too much about the first play since it is triple elixir. It's not like if you make a mistake, you'll get punished too hard. Looks like it might be log bait. We do see a princess and bats, but not entirely sure. Just going to go for a center Tesla. I think it's a pretty safe play. Goes for a wizard. I will log and mirrored log. This is a bit risky because since he has princess, he could have some kind of log bait, but I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it might just be some kind of mid-ladder deck. And by the way, Expo does really well against all these mid-ladder decks, because if they don't have like a great big spell or anything, they're not really going to break through very easily. Going to go for an Expo now. Knight to predict maybe a wizard, or... Okay, goes for a giant skeleton. I could mirror my knight, but I think let's just get some mirrored logs down to pressure. And this Expo might not go anywhere, but it still was pretty good for pressure. And if that bomb actually didn't hit my Expo, so that was pretty solid actually. And now I can get some nice log value on the princess and tower. And I'm going to go for another Expo. Well, okay, going to change my mind because he goes for a giant skeleton. So I'll go for a knight instead. Second knight, again, mirrored knights. Very nice. Center Tesla as well. Ideally, my second knight would have hit the wizard first, but it's still okay, honestly. I'm going to go for Skellies just because this Hog Rider might not fully die, then log the wizard to make sure I don't take too much damage. This is looking like it's a bit tricky of a matchup because he has bats, and normally, you know, we're used to having an Electro Spirit to deal with bats. So that is one downside of the Spirit. Like, in the exact cards that the Electro Spirit or Ice Spirit's good against, mainly bats or maybe graveyards, but graveyards aren't really an issue because of the fact that we have mirrored logs. But mainly bats, I guess, are going to be kind of annoying, actually, without the Spirit. And obviously, I don't really want to overcommit with my Fireball on bats, if possible. So let's log this. He might not be expecting it. Looks like he wasn't. And that's going to be a nice connection, actually. So this time I will Fireball the bats, because I want to keep my Xbow alive as long as possible. I'm going to go for a Knight as well. Log this Hog to stall it out. And that's going to be a huge connection. So even more so in triple than normal situations, if you get an Xbow connection, I would advise you to try and capitalize on it. This time I will just Fireball the bats. I think I shouldn't like always be Fireballing bats, but if I can afford it, then I definitely will, because they're just very annoying. And you know, now that I have a defensive, I have an offensive lead, like in terms of tower damage, I can really just afford to just defend for the rest of this match, and then just spell cycle at the very end. So in these situations, I don't feel too bad about using my Fireball against the bats sometimes, like I did. And notice how I split my archers, by the way. Like, even though it's triple elixir, Xbow fundamentals still apply. You want to separate your troops to avoid giving spell value. You want to not overcommit on defense or offense if possible. All of those still apply, just a bit less easy to keep track of because it is triple elixir. It's very chaotic, right? But you generally want to try and play as well as you can still. And that's why I think Xbows are still a pretty hard deck to use in this. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think playing something like Graveyard or something would be a lot easier and less stressful, but just Xbow is just a lot of fun, and like I personally just like staying loyal to Xbow. I enjoy playing it, and I also really, again, respect 7-4 for what he was able to do with this deck. So I think if it's possible, then it's doable, even as hard as it is, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try and make this work. But 4-0 now, pretty good start. Let's keep it going. Found the next match, and gonna split archers and then just Xbow. In triple, I've already said this, I think, but in triple it doesn't really matter too much about how aggressive you're being. Looks like we're going to be up against a fellow cycle deck in the form of 2.6, and he actually messes up. I'm going to go for a Tesla off to the side, and I think this is actually going to be a pretty bad matchup, but this is going to be one case where mirrored Xbows are going to be pretty nice. So I'm going to go for an Xbow. That's kind of a bait Xbow, and then I'm going to go for a mirrored Xbow in the right. Like, he's committing a lot to the left one, right? So I can go for another one. I guarantee you he was not ready for that at all. So he fireballs it. Level 12 Xbow, though, still alive, and it's going to be pretty good. So the other benefit of the mirrored Xbow is that it's going to be higher level, so it survives spells easier. It's kind of like a somewhat buffed Xbow, if that makes sense, and it's like kind of funny to think about it that way, but it's kind of nice to have like a better Xbow, because Xbow right now is pretty weak as a card by itself. But gonna go for another Xbow. I kind of want to do the same thing, but since we are right at the start of the match, it's going to be a little hard. But yeah, I think I can't really do it because he has a Musketeer down as well. So it's kind of denying that lane already. But anyway, we already have a pretty good lead in this match, so I can honestly just like spell cycle. Gonna do the strat now though, gonna go Xbow as kind of bait. Okay, I was gonna do it, but he's just giving me Fireball value for no reason. Like, that's kind of his misplay anyways. But I might as well just take the Fireball value if I can. But I think in this matchup, the Xbow trick that I was telling you, Xbow one side to bait a response, mirrored Xbow in the right to kind of be my actual Xbow that I care about. So like this one was meant to bait a response, this one's what I actually care about, where I want it to actually break through, so I'm more ready to let the left side die, basically. But looks like he just gave up, actually. Couldn't really deal with it. And so 2.6, what's normally a really bad matchup, or not really bad, but in my opinion, pretty bad, to be honest, like 60-40 for them after all the balances. What's a pretty hard matchup to play actually becomes a lot different and kind of flipped once you add the mirror into things, because you have the opportunity of mirrored Xbows, which, like, sure, they can stall at one Xbow forever, but what about two? That's usually the problem. So you can go up against a matchup like this and just have a lot of fun. So honestly, by the way, I don't know how many other people will be playing this Xbow mirror deck, because I think back in the day it was definitely 7-4 who pioneered it, and I don't think almost anyone else had success with it. I personally tried, and I was able to get top 50 early global tournament with it, but at the very end I don't think I got a badge. 7-4 obviously played really well, but I don't think anyone else is going to be playing this. But I think I wanted to still draw attention to it with a video, even if I'm the only one who's playing it, because it's just really nice, and if you enjoy 3.0 Xbow Cycle, you will probably enjoy this playstyle. But again, if you're not ready to play a hard deck, then stay away from it, I would say, like, in all honesty. So I'm going to Fireball the Bomber, mirrored Fireballs, that's a lot of value. Now he has Mega Knight, Valk coming down. Still no win conditions, by the way. A lot of these like mid-ladder decks at the start of global tournaments are not really going to have win cons. Looks like he goes for a lightning, so I'm going to have to defend again. But I think mirrored logs will be okay. Lets me also cycle, by the way, so mirrored logs are not only great for what they do, but they're also great because they let you cycle 2 cards at once. So I could go for another set there. Looks like he's going to fireball me instead. I want to Xbow, but I don't have Knight and Cycle, so I can't, because if he goes for a Mega Knight, then what do I do? So I'm just going to go for a Tesla instead, I guess, and then go for an Xbow. And with this one, I have Knight and Cycle, so I can definitely support it with a Knight like this, and log the Dark Goblin. Skellies to predict maybe like anything else. And then, since he might still be responding to this, I'm going to go for an Xbow in the left. And actually, based on what I was talking about, I could maybe even go for a mirrored Xbow in the right after. And I think I will do that, because he's probably going to respond to this again. Yeah, like I literally called it. He lightninged it. So now, what does he have? My log was not really a prediction log, but I guess it worked out as one. What does he have for this Xbow? He has Mega Knight. I'm going to try and stall it out forever, though. And level 12 Xbow is no joke. So Knight is stalling, archers are helping out, good fireball value, and that's going to be tower. So that's a really fun application of Xbow Mirror, where you can kind of use the mirror with the Xbow to stall out a situation. It becomes funny because like there are a lot of layers to it. Like I went for an Xbow, I was ready to let it die. Then I went for a mirrored Xbow and I was ready to let the mirrored Xbow die. But then he committed a lot, so I decided to just kind of go all in. But yeah, a lot of fun, honestly. And Fireball is still a really good card in this format, honestly, because even though they can spam a lot of cards, that just gives the 4 Elixir Fireball even more value, honestly. So gonna go for another Xbow. I have a Tesla on the field, I have an Xbow opposite lane on the field, supporting. Let's go for a Knight to break the Tesla and block it. Log the bomber back. I don't think he's... Oh my god, he went for Scar me right into a log. That's gonna be huge. He might lightning this. Nope, goes for Ewiz instead. I'll just Fireball it, I guess, to take it out instantly. And I'm gonna mirror Fireball on the tower, because I wanted to get the second crown, of course. And yeah, like, I don't know about you guys, what do you think about the deck, but right now, I'm feeling pretty good about the deck. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's just something different from all the meta decks. Like, you still want to stay true to 3.0 Xbow Cycle, you still want to have fun with it. This deck is definitely a good one to do so, and it's still pretty viable as well, honestly. Like, archers aren't that great in the meta right now, but with the mirror, it's a lot of fun, and I don't know how I feel about Archer Queen in this deck. I think it might be a bit clunky, especially because you can't mirror the Archer Queen. And if you can only have one down. Although, don't get me wrong, 3-card cycle and Triple Elixir is no joke either. It's going to be very strong. So, I don't know, it's kind of a trade-off you have to make, I guess, between like trying a more meta version. Like, I'm sure there's going to be an Xbow deck that's decent with like maybe Firecracker, Valkyrie. Not sure about Archer Queen, though, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just going to stick with this for now. Into the next match against Kevin 2.0, and we're gonna be trying to get to 10 wins, I guess, because we're already at 6. Might as well try and go the full distance, and the matches have been a lot of fun so far. So let's just go for a Knight for this cage, and then reset with a Tesla. I don't want to go in. Looks like he might have Lavahound because of the cage plus arrows, but could also be Graveyard, of course. It is going to be Lava. I guess let's Xbow opposite, and then Skellies to predict maybe an Inferno Dragon. Goes for a Lightning, so this is going to be... Hopefully I can show you guys how to win against this matchup. Lavahound Lightning with arrows, which would normally be a really annoying, hard matchup for us. He might even have 2 big spells, to be honest. But I'm going to try and do my best. He goes for arrows. I think I should have known he was going for arrows, and I probably could have gone for mirrored archers, honestly. But even still, that's just a lot of fireball value. Going to take it. And, ooh, sadly, the tower targets the... Lavahound instead of the Inferno Dragon. It's gonna go for archers and then mirror my archers and then Knight as well. Tesla as well for the lava. And by the way, this is a great situation where offense through defense will become a real thing. If I just defend the whole time, he's gonna be cycling lightnings on my tower. He's gonna be going crazy. I don't want to let that happen, obviously. So I'm gonna be going for Xbows as well. Knight to thankfully block the Inferno Dragon in time on my Xbow. If I messed that up, it actually might have been pretty huge. But thankfully, I got a really good Xbow connection because of that play. And, yeah, so... Okay, goes for a flying machine. Kind of weird. I guess he's trying to support this Lavahound. And this is kind of weird as well, but I can go for an anti-lightning Tesla. This is normally not something you can do against Lavahound, but since he played his Lava in such a weird spot, I can kind of do that. And gonna split archers, I guess, and then Xbow. Definitely want to keep pressure happening, if I can. And I'm actually considering... Yeah, I'm gonna go for a mirrored Xbow here, guys. Because it's going to be a lot of pressure, honestly. The eye drag is going to be annoying for sure, but if I just fireball it back and then go for archers, I'm basically going really aggressively right now. And Xbow is on tower, so I'm going to mirror my archers, split them, and then Xbow again in the right. And I'm just playing very aggressively. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a connection, I think. Flying machine on tower. But I'm going to go for a Tesla. Fireball this eye drag away from my Xbow, and then Skellies to tank for a bit. I can even go for mirrored Skellies, honestly. Like, that was a really nice use of mirrored skeletons, actually, to just stall out the eye drag even longer. And now, you know, since I've kept up the offensive pressure so much, my left side tower is getting pretty weak, but I'm still able to do a pretty good job of it and distract him from what he actually wants to do, which is build a big push, because I'm constantly going in on the right side. Now he goes for a Lavahound. I think I can't mirror my archers because that just gives him too much lightning value. I think instead I'm going to mirror my Tesla. And if he already uses his lightning, mirrored Tesla is going to be huge. Just going all in defense, and that's going to be a really nice win against what would be a hard counter. Like, he literally has Lavahound, lightning arrows with Goblin Cage and Valkyrie. So normally I would say that would be a really hard matchup for 3.0 Xbow Cycle. And he had Tornado. Normally I would have expected another big spell as well, like maybe a Poison or something. Eye Drag's also very annoying, obviously. But just because of the mirror alone, we were able to get so much outplay potential in that matchup, honestly. So, really nice. 7-0 against one of the harder matchups. So hopefully I'm showing you guys how you can play against some of these harder matchups that you're probably going to be experiencing in this global tournament with this deck if you decide to give it a shot. But again, discretion is advised because it's going to be pretty hard to play. But mirrored logs, E-Drag comes down. Looks like it might be our first instance of E-Golem, as it is. So I'll try and show you guys how you can play against Elixir Golem. I want to pull the Battle Healer as far away as possible, actually, because the E-Drag is like... I think mirrored logs are going to be pretty good against the E-Golem as well, and then I need to Fireball again. This is looking like a pretty annoying situation, actually, but I was able to defend. And that was actually a pretty bad expo, to be honest, because I still have to defend that healer. So maybe not the best, but let's log the Firecracker, I guess. And E-Drag retargeting actually helps me out because I can just take the Firecracker out with the Expo. Don't need to go for a mirrored log or anything. But just going to mirror my skeletons here and then go for an Expo again as he's going for an Elixir Golem. So let's go for archers and then Fireball this E-Drag. I want it to be gone. Usually if you want to take out an E-Drag, oh man, that's really unfortunate that it survives. Just barely. But let's see how we can defend this. This is going to be really hard, actually. But after the E-Golem on the left side pops, going to go for a Fireball, then going to go for a mirrored Fireball on the right side, and then log. And, oh man, we took a lot of damage from that. I might actually lose my tower. Damn, that's really tough, actually. E-Golem is... I don't think I played this very well. I think I could have played this better, but still, not going to give up. Going to go for a log on the Firecrackers and mirrored logs to hopefully take them out. And then Tesla to redirect. And Fireball all of this. I think this is still winnable as hard as it is. Okay, he has a Fireball. That's going to make things even harder, unfortunately. But I'm still going to try. Go for a Tesla because he might go for something on this. So let's go for a log. Let's go for mirrored logs. Yeah, this is going to be really hard because, like, how can I make an Expo connection happen when he's going for E-Golems to kind of block? And he's just going to spell cycle me out. So this is looking like it's going to be an unfortunate loss. I think I definitely could have won this one, honestly. Still going to try, I guess, but yeah, it's looking pretty tough right now. Firecracker is honestly just a very annoying card because it gets so much value, especially in Triple Elixir. Like, I think maybe an Expo version with Firecracker would do a lot of work in this kind of format as well, to be honest. I think I'm just going to give up, guys, because, like, there's no point going for an Expo and, like, trying to break through when we're in a tower down, 2 towers down situation, honestly. So let's just say, give the good game. You know, I guess he played pretty well. I mean, E-Golem, there isn't a lot you can do, but I definitely think I could have won that, so well played to him. I think it was honestly just, I should have defended better, but yeah, like I said, this is going to be a pretty hard deck to use. Like, I lost before 10 wins, which I usually never do, because I didn't defend perfectly against E-Golem, honestly. A lot of my friends seem to be losing early, too. Like, this is just a ridiculous tourney, honestly. But let's keep it going. Apologies for the loss against E-Golem. Hopefully I can play against it again and show you guys how you're supposed to win, though. And as I say that, we go up against E-Golem, so it's going to be our chance at redemption here. Let's go for a Tesla, and he's going to have what looks to be a more standard version with the Baby Dragon, E-Drag as well. Let's go for double Fireballs, I guess. I want to take out the E-Drag, definitely. E-Drag is going to be a very annoying card. Honestly, like, probably the most annoying in all of E-Golem, if not the healer. He does have arrows as well, which is a bit unfortunate for my archers, of course. So, like, archers, again, aren't the best because they're going to be running arrows as well. And they still do well against... arrows do really well against archers is what I was trying to say. But still, going to go for an Xbow now. And I remember, actually, I was able to win against E-Golem quite a lot in my last video, just by applying so much pressure with Xbows, and especially mirrored Xbows. So let's try and do that again today. I think I just have to play it very offensively, honestly. If I just play defensively like the last matchup, it didn't go that well. And did our opponent give up, or did he just disconnect? He might have given up, I guess, but... anyways, I still think the start of this match went a lot better than the last one. Even though I don't exactly remember how the last one went at the start. But I know that things were going downhill very fast. But yeah, actually, I didn't remember. Like, this deck, I'm pretty rusty with it as well. So again, this deck's very hard to use. I've said that many times, but just letting you guys know. But I remember in the last video that I made of the Triple Elixir Global Tourney, where I was top 50 a few months ago, and I was able to beat Elixir Golem, a lot of it was because... I was playing very aggressive. Like, E-Golem rocket decks were being used, but I was just going for Xbow, mirrored Xbow. They had E-Golem, E-Barbs, a rocket, Night Witch, all sorts of stuff. But with this exact deck, I was able to win against them, just with the Xbow pressure. And, yeah, so I think I'm going to have to play a lot more aggressively, as opposed to defensively, to kind of keep up the pressure, because they have pretty annoying offense, but they don't have great Xbow defense if you play well. But that's going to be 8 wins. I think let's keep it going and try and still go for the 10, because I'm not going to get discouraged by the loss. Let's keep trying to make something nice happen. So into the next match against Tuda Music. Looks like it might be E-Golem again. I think I might have actually missed my Fireball. Okay, that's going to be really bad, but let's try and cycle back to another one, I guess, and then I think we're going to have to go for 2 Fireballs here to make up for the one that we missed. Okay, going to be E-Golem E-Barbs. I'm going to go for a second Fireball, and oh my god, everything just melted. So mirrored Fireball is going to be huge, but you do have to hit everything, which is going to be pretty hard. So that is something you have to take note of, but if you can hit it, then that's going to be huge. So that was a really nice Fireball set of Fireballs to, like, help me get away from the misplay that I made earlier by missing the E-Drag. But let's go for archers, then let's go for an Xbow opposite. Keeping up the Xbow pressure constantly I think is going to be huge in this matchup. But again, already said it just now, but I think we have to keep it up. Like, we cannot afford to just sit back and let him get kind of a huge offense going. So mirrored logs, and it's honestly fine if we don't even get huge Xbow connections, as long as we're just constantly going in and he's not able to go in himself. He's stuck defending. He's going to go for either E-Golem or E-Barbs here. I'm kind of waiting for him to go E-Barb so that I can maybe, like, Fireball or something. That should be a pretty nice Fireball, actually, on the Inferno Dragon plus the Blobs. Perfect. Let's go for Mirrored Skeletons to stall out the Inferno Dragon even longer. Then go for a Log and another Fireball to make the most out of this Xbow connection again. And that's going to be really nice. So it is a bit hard to commentate my thought process when I'm trying to play stuff really fast as well, but hopefully you guys are kind of getting the gist. And let's go for an Xbow now. This is the inner placement, obviously, because it's supported by this Tesla. And it looks like he might have given up. So a lot of people also give up, by the way, at the start. I remember last time as well. I'm not sure why, though. I guess it might just be like the stigma of Xbow, and how, like, if I defend well, they can't break through, and how they lose their towers at the start, so they get discouraged. But either way, you know, I just casually have 10 archers on the field right now. So that's Xbow Mirror for you in a nutshell. But yeah, this match went a lot better, so hopefully I was able to redeem myself and show you guys how you're supposed to play against E-Golem with this deck. Even though he had E-Barbs, Rage, Arrows, and even a fast cycle with the Fire Spirit, you know, just constantly applying pressure if they don't have a big spell, it's going to be the best way to defend. Offense through defense. Or defense through offense. I am really tired, wow. But yeah, 2 really nice games against E-Golem. We're going to be 9-1 now. I think let's go for 1 more to end off the video, try and get a really nice win, and hopefully it'll be a pretty good introduction to this deck for you guys. But in the next match against a Japanese player, gonna go for a Log, and then Skeletons, and Flying Machine looking like it might be Lavahound, so looking like it's gonna be another hard matchup for us to deal with as the final kind of matchup for 10 wins. But yeah, he's gonna be going for dragons and everything. That definitely makes me think it's gonna be Lavahound. Let's go for an Xbow. He's going to have a Valk, and Flying Machine comes down, so definitely going to get my Fireball ready instantly, which is why I was already ready for it. Xbow is hopefully going to be on the other Tombstone soon enough. Let's go for another Xbow, since I have a pretty good offense going, and I want to keep up momentum. And so he gets a tombstone down, so we're going to have to log it and then fireball this eye drag back. Xbow is going to be on tower, and okay, yeah, this is going to be lava lightning, so this is going to be a really hard matchup, guys. Hopefully I can make something happen. Xbow sadly just barely didn't get on to the tower. Looks like he got his Valk down at the very last second, but archers are able to snipe the flying machine. He's going to be forced to fire lightning this if he wants to retarget it, and I'm going to go for an Xbow based on the fact that he's probably going to have to commit even more. Actually, pretty smart flying machine because I didn't have fireball and cycle. Not the best Tesla by me, actually, not going to lie. But I'm going to try... Oh my god, that's a lot of skeletons. I should log that, probably. Goes for a Lavahound. This is kind of bad. I'm in a defensive situation where I don't really want to be. But going to go for a Tesla. I think he's going to lightning it. So let's go for archers and then mirrored archers to hopefully take out this Lavahound as fast as possible. And then skellies, I think. I don't really want to fireball, although I might have to, because I kind of want to commit more on defense as well. Going to go for a knight early, even though it's not going to block the Valkyrie on my side. I definitely don't want to let him... I definitely want to block the flying machine. I'm going to go for another Xbow. Like, we have to be relentless with the pressure here. There's no other option. So, archers to predict the Inferno Dragon. Looks like he is, unfortunately, just barely back to Valkyrie. So let's fireball the flying machine. Now we're going to have to defend this baby dragon. Let's do so with skeletons and then archers. And, I mean, this is looking really tough, actually, to be honest. Because, like, he has a really big lead right now. But I'm still going to try and make something happen. So we have to keep going in the left, I think. He goes for a Lavahound. Might be our big opportunity for an Xbow. Let's see. He might lightning this on the left. Goes for a poison instead. Gonna log and then knight in front. And then gonna go for a knight to tank these lava pups. And he just uses lightning. I think it's gonna be a big opportunity in the right side to try and make something happen. If this doesn't work out, we might lose, honestly. Because he's probably gonna cycle back to a lightning. I have to go skeletons there for that eye drag as well. Gonna log this Valk. And then I think I'm gonna have to Xbow on the left as he might lightning this Xbow. Nope, he goes for a baby dragon instead. So he might lightning, or he might just lightning my tower, actually. I'm not sure. Gonna go archers and then fireball on the flying machine. Xbow is on tower, so he has to lightning this right now. He poisons instead. I guess he could do that, but knight's on tower. Knight gets one hit. That's gonna be huge. Gonna have to go for a knight, and then this is getting really intense. Gonna try and spell cycle, I think. It's gonna be our only opportunity. So let's go for 2 fireballs, log, and try and get back to another fireball. I think he's going to be back to poison as well. So can we get a fireball down in time? Oh man, that's going to be really sad. That's going to be GG though. So lava double big spell is going to be a really hard matchup actually. Like really bad matchup. But I think I could have played it a lot better. I think maybe I need to go for mirrored Xbows honestly in that matchup. But I'm not sure actually because it seems really hard. And again, like this deck isn't the best honestly, but I definitely think I could have won against that and outplayed, but I'm not going to stop at 9. I'm going to still go for 10. I do apologize that I've lost already twice, but this deck isn't the best, but I still think it's going to be fun. I still think I'm going to use it the whole time, just because I do think it's going to be a great deck. And we see a Tombstone coming down. Skelly King going to be a graveyard deck, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty challenging matchup, but let's try and make something happen. I think that's a lot of fireball value, so I'm going to take it. He might have 2 big spells, or he might also just have, like, Valkyrie. I just hope he doesn't have Bowler, because that would be really annoying. And okay, he's a Cannon Cart. That's even worse, actually. Like, Cannon Cart in Graveyard. That's going to be really bad. But he does have Poison instead of Arrows, which could be our one saving grace. Going to Defensive Expo, I think. Let's just find out if he has, like, another big spell, or if it's just going to be kind of Graveyard. Because if it's just... Okay, he's going to have Poison Fireball. Wow. So this is looking like it's going to be really hard, guys. Graveyard double big spells with Skelly King and Cannon Cart, like 2 tanks. Oh, this is going to be tricky, but I'm going to go for a mirrored Tesla, I think. And he goes for a Cannon Cart. Let's go for Expo right away. Because he just used his main Expo counter in the form of the cart. Then skeletons to make sure it doesn't lock on. And Expo is on tower. That's going to be huge. Eye Drag comes down. I think I should have mirrored my skeletons there, actually, to make the most out of that connection. But still, let's go for an Expo. And then I think mirrored Expo in the left, and then maybe force out the Cannon Cart. Then mirrored Expo in the right might be the move. Yeah, he goes for the Cannon Cart. Now is going to be our opportunity to strike with the Cannon Cart and Skelly King both out of cycle. Let's log these. Go for a Knight to predict the Eye Drag. Archers down. Fireball the eye drag, I think I really need to. And then I need to log the Skelly King. And okay, Graveyard comes in. Gonna have to go for a mirrored log on the Graveyard, because that's gonna be a lot. But we do get an Xbow connection on tower. That's gonna be amazing. Maybe I'm overstating it because it wasn't a lot, but like anything is huge in this matchup because this is gonna be a really hard matchup again. Let's log the Tombstone, get a Tesla down, and fireball all of that, and then also get skeletons down. Looks like he might be going for a cannon cart graveyard push in the left. I get a knight down, thankfully just in the nick of time. And he goes for Zappy, so gonna go for an Xbow. I don't want him to go for a push, for a big graveyard push. So go for an Archers, and then log the Zappies plus graveyard as well. He does get down the Poison and the eye drag, but I do get an Xbow connection in the meantime. I think I'm gonna go for a defensive Xbow now. He just used his Poison, so he's probably gonna have to fireball it. He does get the ability, so let's log everything back. And he fireballs. Okay, so that was very aggressive. I think I can use that to my advantage and go for a Knight Xbow. And this should be, hopefully, the Xbow that gets a huge connection. Let's fireball the Tombstone. Log the cannon cart back. We have 2 Xbows on the field right now. Inferno Dragon's going to be so annoying, though, honestly. Like, eye drag is just really painful to deal with. But we're still going to have to defend against the graveyard, so Archers, he might fireball them, honestly. So I might have to get a log down and then a knight as well, because I really don't want to take any more damage. I'm thinking about the best way to do this. Like, I think maybe Spell Cycle is going to be the best way to do this. So let's go for a fireball. Yeah, because he's going to predict my Xbows anyways. So going to mirror and then go for Archers and Tesla. And he's going to fireball the Archers. So going to have to go for a log and then mirrored fireballs. And I think he gets a poison down in time, but if the Skellies don't get any more hits, and oh my god, we won against such a hard matchup. Jeez, so 49 HP on the tower. Yeah, this matchup, this Xbow deck is going to be insanely hard to use, guys, but that match was so satisfying to win against. Graveyard, Cannon Cart with 2 big spells, plus Inferno Dragon. Like, I don't think you could ask for a much more difficult matchup from Graveyard. I guess maybe if he had Lightning instead of Fireball or Poison, but still 2 big spells, Cannon Cart, Inferno Dragon. Like, he has everything from my Expos, and we were able to win. So this deck can do anything, honestly. You can win against really hard matchups, but it's going to be really hard. Like, at the start it was so easy, honestly. I was just breezing through, but then we started going against all these difficult matchups. I was able to beat Lava once, but I think the 2 hardest matchups for this deck, definitely going to be Lava, double big spells, and then also probably a deck like this. Like, the normal Graveyard deck like this wouldn't be that bad if you didn't have the Cannon Cart, but if they have either Cannon Cart or Bowler, it's going to be a real pain. So this deck is definitely not short in terms of its difficult matchups, but I do think it's going to be good enough that you can still make something happen if you play well enough, and I really tried my best there. So that's going to be the video, guys, though. I'm really tired, but I'm really happy I was still able to get 10 wins. Even though I did lose 2 along the way, I was still able to win against all sorts of really hard matchups. You know, this deck was probably one of my favorite wins in the video because it's so hard, honestly, like that matchup, and it was so intense at the end. This one was also very intense at the end. We were almost close to winning, and the E-Golem loss I kind of feel bad about, but I think I figured it out. So, but yeah, that's going to be the video, guys. Xbow Mirror. If you want to play Xbow in the Global Tournament, definitely try and give it a shot. Although, obviously, even I lost below 10 wins, so it's going to be a really hard deck to play. But if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to play with a really fun Xbow deck, but a really hard to play Xbow deck, this is the one for you. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Glad I was able to get the Global Tourney video out. I still have to edit it and everything, but I'm probably going to try and upload it today, the day I'm recording it, which is Saturday. So it's early enough in the Global Tourney for you guys. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.